Austin, Mcbroom and Catherine are exposing each other on the internet, and I am here for it. But it gets really dark and quite creepy, and it's quite scary, especially for their kids. Trust me, you're gonna want to watch this video. Now, this all came out because Catherine released a snippet of her book. This is what she released to the public.
No, Catherine released her book yesterday. Here's one part in that book that she wrote. I realized then why he hadn't wanted to walk beside me, why it had been so easy for him not to. He'd already broken his vows. He'd already been gone from me, longer than I had known. A close family member of his admitted to me that he'd invited a girl to that very Staples Center event the same night I'd convinced myself I was being selfless for letting him have his moment. And allegedly, this was the girl that was at the event.
Now, obviously, when this came out, a lot of people were dragging Austin, so he decided to make a whole video, also monetize it, put it on Snapchat, YouTube. Why not? He was talking about he has had the best co-parenting, he feels blindsided, they've been best friends all this time, and that they really got along, like to the point that he even hangs out with Catherine and her boyfriend and the family, buys them pizza and stuff.
Not once did she ever come to me and talk to me about this book. Yes, I was aware she was writing this book for the past however long. The book was manipulated and she did not tell the full truth, which is why I'm here today. She wanted to use me in this snippet to reel everybody in for clickbait and to monetize from the book. Usually when someone writes an autobiography about their life, it starts with, hey, my name is, not Dolores. That's definitely not how she started. And that's why I feel like it was a setup.
Now, before the actual breakup, he actually made a 30-minute video talking about his flaws and how he was wrong, etc. And this is the video that he wanted to release to the public.
The best way of doing it was coming out with a YouTube video together, her and I side by side. And I even told her that, hey, I'll do all the talking, I'll take full accountability for my actions and all the mistakes that I've made. I said, you don't have to say anything if you don't want. Even though you've made mistakes and I've made mistakes, I'll go ahead and take all the blame. She didn't want to do that. So it left me with no choice but to make my own video. I basically exposed myself.
It caused me to make bad decisions. I admit I failed as a husband.
So
now he felt set up because she didn't want him to expose himself.
She felt I shouldn't post the video.
So I'm saying, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, but do I have to worry about like you, like saying something like after and stuff?
So I'm basically asking her, like, what is okay for me to say? She showed me her statement that she had, and I was like, okay, well, I had no say in that. You're doing what you want to do. Am I allowed to do what I want to do?
No, you just say
I'm just
you weren't happy.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Like, say what you said in your video. I just think your video would have been, you would have had a lot of backlash. I think this way is much more organic.
So as you heard what she said that if I was going to release this video, I would get a lot of backlash, as if she cared about me getting backlash. What is happening? You would expect her to be okay with, back then when we were separating at that time, to be okay with me getting backlash or her saying what she needed to say back then. But a year and a half later, you didn't want me to put this video out because you didn't want me to get backlash. Then what's happening now?
Okay, it's good. That's good.
Because now I'm finally.
Okay, so I'm saying, okay, but I'm saying I'm glad you're saying that.
But I do.
So you don't have to keep reverting back to.
But I do agree. What you're saying is that you don't want to feel like you're being attacked in any way, or like I'm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep worried about you.
I don't want you.
Because my concern was that, is she gonna keep bringing me up time and time again for however long? So I'm asking her, hey, if you're gonna continue to do this, then I'm gonna have to do it as well.
I feel like that because I don't want you to worry about that, because that's not the case.
Okay.
And I want you to know that that's not the case.
I know, but again.
I'm not here.
But again.
Because if that was the case, if you really truly think about it, that would have happened years ago. If that was really my way, my.
Yeah, but you know how people are after breakups. It's like, no, I'm not saying you. I'm saying in general, right? Would you agree that women are like,
sure,
they keep,
fucked up.
Yeah, they keep playing the victim, like, oh my God, that's what I'm saying.
She said that I can't stand that shit when women expose their man after they break up. They're weird. That's literally what she said. And that's literally what she's doing now.
Austin then talks about the events that Catherine mentions in the book where you see him allegedly cheating. Now, he admits later on in this video that yes, he has cheated, he had stepped out of the marriage, but he never invited a girl at that event.
And that is not true at all. Think about this. Why would I invite another girl there when this whole event is about my family. And this event is about me and Catherine's bond. Why would I want that girl to see that? Me hugging and kissing and grabbing my wife's ass. You guys didn't want to show these clips. Me holding my wife's hand. But you guys want to bring up a clip where it was 5 seconds of a video of me giving my speech, and then when I gave Catherine to Mike to tell her speech, I step away for a second to catch my breath because I just got done playing in an hour-long basketball game, and I wanted to catch my breath, and I wanted to wipe the sweat off of my forehead, and then I get right back next to her. She wants to use that specific moment out of all the 10 years we've ever been through anything to define me as a terrible person and a terrible husband.
Babe, you want to say something?
I give her the mic and I step away for a second, catch my breath, and wipe the sweat off my face.
We have the strongest family in the world. The strongest. Oh my God,
And I'm-
for coming out.
And I'm still right there next to her.
And then he talks about how he cheated and that Catherine actually knew that he did.
When it comes to me stepping out of my marriage, I did. I 100% stepped out of my marriage, and it was completely wrong for me to do it. I take full accountability. If I can go back and change it, I would. But when it comes to her acting like she had no idea what was going on, that is a complete lie. Catherine knew what I was dealing with for a very long time. I would come to her and I would voice how I feel about how I felt like I was getting no affection from her.
Now, we all spoke about this on YouTube when all the rumors came out, which I believe she did, but I just believe that the first time she most likely did not know that you were a dirtbag.
She said, just don't make me look dumb. Don't embarrass me. I don't know what that means to you guys, but to me it sounds like go do whatever you need to do because I'm not capable of giving you what you need. I knew exactly what I was doing and when I was doing it. So much to where she stayed with me another 5-6 years after that. She continued to film every YouTube video with me after that. She even went as far as defending me, defending my name when people would ask her about me stepping out. Even to where a few months after that event of her being so hurt that a few months later, she even says her soulmate.
My soulmate, I know for a fact that it's Austin, and I also believe that my life partner is also Austin.
Came to me and told me that she wanted to do ayahuasca. For those of you who don't know what ayahuasca is, you can look it up for yourself. The research I've done and the friends that told me about it have said it is a legal substance that can cause someone to hallucinate and have you believe something that is not true. Look it up for yourself. And so when she first came to me, talking to me about how she wanted to do ayahuasca, in my head, I was 100% against it. Something that I do not believe in. I believe in God.
Oh, really?
But because I'm such a supporting husband, I wanted to support her as much as I could. And so I let her seek that journey, and that's what she did. Through her ayahuasca journey, she was telling me how one moment she feels like she's a psychic. The next moment, she felt like she was a healer. The next moment, she turned me into a mermaid.
Are you Little Mermaid?
Or I could be Big Mermaid.
Okay, let me see the back.
Okay.
Okay, ew. Okay.
I'm living my
Your best life.
I'm living my past life.
Your past life.
I go, well, I'm a mermaid. And I go, I live here. In that life, Austin was actually my husband. So it wasn't physically him, but it was his spirit. Austin was my husband. He was a merman. And Alea and Steele were also my children in that lifetime. My children's names are Steele, Elle, and Alea, which spell out the word C, S-E-A.
What?
And again, that wasn't planned. That's just all in alignment. And in that life, I had a trauma with the ocean. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to live in the ocean, but I had no choice because my father in that specific lifetime was a king of some sort. And so, and I know this might sound so crazy, you guys, like, I feel crazy saying it, but he was a king of some sort, and I had no choice but to live in the ocean because I was royalty in that life.
She's a real mermaid, y'all. A real mermaid.
We're actually sisters from a past life. Absolutely.
Why? Pose for me, baby.
Natalie Nunn! Hey, baddies! Pose for me.
I was being as supportive as I could.
From the root to the crown. So there are notes, there are different notes as well. Other terms. So like different, each bowl has a different note that affects different parts of our body. So like this, I said it's like the heart has like a heart frequency.
Okay, so this is
This is really cool because there's a lot of really cool things about this. So one is you have this very, very strong awareness of your energy. Like, you know, like, how strong your energy is. But what's really cool is see this clarity, how it's like crystal clear. I mean, like, crystal clear. So that means you don't hold on to anything. You let it go. You're like, we're still talking about that. Like,
That is so awesome!
I've moved on. I've planned 20 things and I've like closed 1,000 deals. You're joking me. Like, that's like this. And what's this red vibration really has to do with like manifesting, and like when it's clear this, it's about you make things happen like this.
You make
like,
shit happen. It's crazy.
I'm a believer.
It's funny, you also have your magenta come through because that's your independence. Like, no one's telling you which way to go, or this way. No, like, I'm going my own path, I'm gonna get there fast, and y'all can watch me. Like, that's your vibe in one sentence, that's your vibe.
She even went as far as telling me that she was the reincarnated Virgin Mary.
I do believe that Catherine has spiritual psychosis. And I thought that way before he even said it. Like, and it's a joke, you know, everyone kind of talks about how she's a little woo-woo, but too woo-woo. Spiritual psychosis is a thing. I've met people that have it, and it's disturbing. It's creepy. I'm not saying that ayahuasca has never helped people. I know that it has, but it's also hurt people. When people have a bad trip, it can be hard for them to live in reality. And they cannot unsee what they saw.
And that she no longer wanted to have sex with me, and she didn't want to use her body in that way. You guys put yourself in my shoes, and if your significant other told you that they were the Virgin Mary and no longer wanted to have sex with you, what would you do? So as she was getting more connected to the spiritual side, we started growing further apart. And it was really sad because our conversations were only about spirituality and I couldn't relate. And it got so bad to the point where she was doing it once a month. She became addicted. Usually people do it once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times in their entire life.
Austin then says whilst Catherine was going on retreats, he found out that she was cheating on him.
She found somebody, and I came across their messages, and I didn't know what to make of it. I had no idea what this meant.
Now, guys, I'm a spiritual translator, and basically it says, put it in my booty hole.
What does that mean? What type of language is that? I couldn't comprehend it. I couldn't understand it. But she told me that they were friends that met through their spiritual journey on one of these retreats.
Austin then exposes how Catherine stole the family's friend's business that is doing the same spiritual stuff that she's doing, and basically stole her clients that were in that field.
Catherine got her own spot, and she was living with her boyfriend. She decided to take Linnell's business away from her clientele, and decided to do the ayahuasca ceremonies and her hosting them at her house, in her home where my kids lay their head.
Austin then exposed how Catherine's forced her friends to do that thing.
It got so bad. Good friends of hers came to me. Catherine forced them to do it, just like she forced me many of times, but I turned it down because I didn't believe in it. She forced her friends to do it, and they came to me very concerned because they didn't have a good experience with their ayahuasca. And they said, Austin, I'm very concerned, not only for Catherine, but for your kids, because this is where they sometimes sleep. And she has random people that come in and out of her house that she doesn't know, that are all participating in this illegal substance together, that are all hallucinating and having all different types of experiences, that this is not a safe environment. Somehow they found someone in Brazil to help them illegally import this ayahuasca shit. And they've been hosting these ayahuasca ceremonies for the past year at Catherine's house where my kids lay their head. When I hear that she is also educating my kids on what ayahuasca is, and that she is telling me that soon they will be able to experience ayahuasca. And the reason why that is so scary is because here is a photo of all of them in Catherine's house experiencing the ayahuasca journey that they had together. And this boy right here is only 12 years old doing ayahuasca.
Now, instead of Austin actually getting full custody of the kids, he decided to spend more time with the family and have his kids more with him. What the hell? That doesn't even make sense.
Stupid
stupid. But hey, maybe he decided to take the kids at those events when she was having those events. He then brings up why he stepped out on his family.
And when it comes to the things that she said about me in that book, I'm gonna repeat this one last time. She manipulated that event, and she did not tell the full truth about me stepping out of our marriage. And now you guys know the full truth and why it happened. Again, I'm gonna repeat over and over again, I am completely wrong for doing what I did. I take full accountability. I have grown. I am not that person anymore. We're talking 6, 7 years ago. And it just saddens me that someone who is at peace here, knowing that this could affect our kids, knowing that our dynamic will no longer be the same. I hope you guys understand that it is gonna be very difficult for me to be there for her like I was for the past year and a half. Obviously, nothing will change when it comes to me being a father. So again, you guys can take what you want, but I'm gonna continue doing what I wanna do. And this is gonna be the last time I talk about everything.
But guys, what do you think about this? This is so crazy. I got so much more videos coming. So make sure to hit the subscribe button with notification, because I wanna talk about how people know the girl apparently that Austin brought to the basketball event.